little bit hoarse. I was yelling during the game from the start. What's up? Who's got a question? Let me start with an opening statement here and just say this, all right? When you've got two teams, I think the net came out for the first time today. Those of you that follow that, this is two teams, 156, 157, two teams back-to-back in the net. Pretty rare to see that in mid-major basketball. The day it comes out, they're playing each other. Statistically, an evenly matched game coming into it. It's one of the best three-point shooting teams in the country. I think they were 8th in the nation in three-point shooting in KenPom. Our goal was to hold them to 10 3-points attempted per half. We did that. They went 4 for 10 in the first. They went 0 for 7. 0 for 7 in the second. Two terrific players. Pinzon and Timberlake are both Player of the Year candidates in their league, and they showed why tonight. I do think our guys struggled to find a combination that had some rhythm, that had some consistency on both ends of the floor. Yame Butler got going later, and I thought that, we struggled to score the ball. We were stuck on 39 forever. Felt like 32. We got one bucket early. So we won that middle round. I think the under 12 timeout really got going, hit some threes. But and then I thought we had a couple tough turnovers, a free throw checkout. And really, look at our 2-point percentage. I don't think we finished very well at the rim. So I would say that's the game in a nutshell. Probably don't even need questions. I covered it all for you. But if there is a question, and I can help you write a story that's halfway done already, and I'll give you a quote, and we can all get on our way. Right, Dave? You would agree with that?
Yep.
Your story's almost done.
Yep. So, Coach, can you just talk about the way how you guys were able to fight back to get the game tied multiple times, but every time you got the game tied, Bryant always had an answer. It seemed like you guys could not get over the hump.
Yeah, I think, listen, when you dig a deep hole, 15 points, you spend a lot of energy getting back to that spot. And again, as I told our guys, credit for coming back, but you also deserve credit for being in that spot. So we'll learn from it. And again, as familiar as some faces and names may be to you guys, that's the first time maybe some of our guys have been in that actual spot, whether they're on the team or not. Really need to produce in a tight situation like that.
Coach, you mentioned it pregame. Oh, I'll take them. You mentioned it
What's your
pregame. You wanted to hold them to, I believe you said 10 3-point shot attempts in each half. Obviously pretty solid in the first half. They shot 40%, but finished 24% from three-point range. Just kind of what was the defensive game plan there to hopefully limit them from three-point range?
It was that. Sorry, what's your name?
Riley.
Yeah, Riley. It certainly was to limit their attempts from three. The balance is you don't want to push out so far that you give them a lot of two-point stuff. And I'm just trying to see, 2-point percentage. What were they? 23 for 47. That's a pretty good number. Right, so they're over 50% right there, right at 48% from two. So I think I'll go back and look at those twos and see how maybe did we extend so far and then do that. So I do think we stretched the game out. We had some fortunate. We had a couple guys we were going to foul early that we forced some missed free throws. They were only 20 for 31 from the foul line. So they shot above their average at the 2-point line as well. So that's again, 11 turnovers. I don't know if the number is as big, as many possessions as it was in the game and pace. You're talking about a team I think is top 10 in the nation in tempo. I think we held them in check from that standpoint. What we didn't do, though, was take care of the ball at some crucial moments in the second half.
Coach Levi with Drexel Sport Business. My question kind of related to what you just said. Despite the active press, Bryant kind of managed to play their game, force you guys to take a lot of shots. What's the strategy going forward when you play faster-paced teams for the rest of the season?
Well, Levi, we did want to take shots. We just needed to make some of them, right? But to your point, like sometimes you can press a pressing team. They didn't press, but I thought our press was effective tonight. And we'll play upper tempo, higher paced up tempo teams throughout the season, and we got to make sure that we're able to combat that with being efficient ourselves. Their defensive possession length, I'm not going to get too much in the weeds. They want to play very quickly. Sometimes you can get good looks I think we struggled to be effective, mostly in the first half against them. So credit goes to them. Hope that helps. Dave?
Hey, Coach, a couple of things for you. One, what can you take away from tonight going into the Big Five Classic on Saturday against Penn? And how was it like having had Phil Martelli and John Genie in the building tonight?
I can answer the first one. I wasn't, they weren't coaching. What I would say, though, is, it doesn't matter who we're playing next. Doesn't matter whether we win or lose. We got to learn. We got to figure out what's working and make it better and figure out what didn't work and avoid doing that again. So, Big Five Classic, listen, the new format, we're thrilled to be a part of it. It's an honor to be in Wells Fargo. We have 2 games in Wells Fargo this year. We'll play Penn State later on in a couple weeks. We've got a big game against Penn, a well-coached team this Saturday, and that'll be our next opportunity to respond. And listen, that's all you can do. We got to learn from it. You don't get these many opportunities. I've said it before, the margin for error in college athletics is razor thin. You saw it this weekend in college football, all these rivalry games, right? These are 2 evenly matched teams in the net, really close, but the margin for error is so thin. And, had we come back, they'd be pointing to a couple easy layups and some missed free throws probably. All right, so it's a well-coached team. Wish them the best, and we got some work to do.
Just a quick question related to the Big Five Classic. With only 3 athletes on the roster that are from the greater Philadelphia area, what's the motivation for the other students and other student athletes that aren't from this area to kind of get them to understand the breadth of the tournament?
We've got 14 Drexel Dragons on the roster. I don't care where they're from, Levi. They're in Philadelphia right now. They know about the Big Five. They know about the opportunity for Drexel to be in the Big Five. Guys were on the roster last year. Guys that talked about it this year. We understand the honor it is for us to participate and be a part of it, and we take it very seriously. So we've got a few more guys in that representing the Philly Catholic League as well. But I get your point, but we'll be excited for the opportunity on Saturday. Okay, guys? See you then. Thank you. Take care. Levi, you should get extra credit. No one else in your classmates has to.